Let me tell you one story about something I learned. Let me tell you one story about something I learned. Yo.
Gonna hit you hard with the fast and the fury. Make your mouth drop like Jordan and Julie. Stepping on the court, dog, arm dangerous. Getting the score like Bobby De Niro. Don't approach us like no Gondoliero. Leave you looking like Eddie Norton. Straw in your word like Marvin Marchand. Wanna know why? The God sent we. Call your belly full and your mind empty. All sound alike on BET. How many naked girls do you see? Like Miss Awalad, me can't believe me eyes. Won't stop rocking till the boat capsize. In the holy water, washing off your disguise. Always go back to your dirty pig style. Damn, big, you left them hypnotized.
Soldiers dance in the middle of the night, smoking trees and chilling with wife. Fridge got food and the kids shirt tight. I got a big dog and him off at night. Soldiers dance in the middle of the night, smoking trees and chilling with wife. Fridge got food and the kids shirt tight. I got a big dog and him off at night.
Welcome back to another edition of the B4evaKool podcast. My name is Rex45. Tonight we have Sergio with us. What's going on, man?
How you doing?
I'm good, man. Thanks for coming on the show. Much appreciative. Let's talk. This is a motorcycle racing podcast, and we try to, bring information to new riders and even some folks who have been in it for a while, but we don't claim to can train people how to ride. But one of the cool things with you actually get to coach people and train folks up. So let's talk a little bit about your motorcycle racing. When did you get into it, and what kind of racing you're doing and stuff like that? And then we'll talk about the coaching aspects of it and training.
Yeah. No, I appreciate you having me here. First of all, that's cool. I started riding motorcycle when I was 11.
Wow.
In Italy, because I lived down there, and obviously I didn't know much about racing. I watched racing, because in Italy they used to give racing, MotoGP, and everything on regular
TV. Wow. Yeah.
So I started watching. I always told myself, I wanted to do that one day, but I didn't think I was gonna do it.
Right.
Anyway, so when I moved to the United States, I bought a motorcycle. First thing I did, bought a motorcycle, then I bought a car. And I had a friend that I asked him, hey, where can I ride a track?
Uh-huh.
He's like, there's a track in Loudon. You should go try it.
So I was a friend.
Yeah, so I was a friend. And he's still my friend. No, it's still close.
Yeah.
And he said, you should go to Loudon. I'm always been a Ducati guy. So he's like, there's a Ducati event. You should go check it out. And I did. I signed up, showed up. It was 2007, the first track day that I did.
Wow.
And it was with Penguin Racing School.
Yeah.
So I got in there. Remember, it was everything. You know how it is. Everything's new.
Yeah.
You don't know where to do, who you know. You don't know nobody. I showed up by myself.
Yep.
And I started doing track days. And thanks to Penguin Racing School. And the irony is that I became a Penguin Racing School coach.
Yeah. So now, did you do years of track days? Because when I tell folks, I went. Technically, Jim corrected me because I did the Penguin School, but then I started racing. So in theory, I did one track day, but I just went straight into full blown racing, and that's kind of where I've gone back to getting like a 390 KTM and all this just to kind of fix the things that I learned the wrong way because I didn't do track days like most folks. So how many years of track riding did you do before you started racing?
Yeah, it was 6 years of track days.
Wow.
Before I decided. So 2013 was the first year that I started racing. I did a bunch of track days, but all over Northeast, including Jersey, and I liked it, but I got to a point that was boring, right? Because you can't pass anybody. There's no rewards, not trophy wise, and more like personal rewards.
Right.
Oh, you're just riding around. And I remember talking to Penguin Racing School coaches, and they said, "Yeah, you should do it. Just start racing." In 2013, I started. So this is my 10th year.
Wow, wow.
Racing.
Same here. I started in 2013 too on the SV. I only did a couple of rounds, like in June and July, and that was it. But like 2015, I was like every round. And so, but you had all that 6 years of experience in doing track days. So your first race weekend, I guess you can kind of not worry about the riding aspect, where somebody like myself who is trying to still figure out riding, because I started riding in 2012 and started racing in 2013. I mean, I did like 11,000 miles on my bike, so I did put a lot of miles in 1 year. But still, it like my first lap around, I was kind of like, "What the hell is going on?" You know what I'm saying? So, how was it like your first time going out and racing?
I showed up on 2 different motorcycles. I showed up on a motard,
Wow.
a CRF 450,
Uh-huh.
a clapped out dirt bike with street tires, basically, and a 1991 Ducati Super Sport 750.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
Showed up there. I was like, I want to race both. I had no idea that you could even race both.
Right.
I said, I'm gonna race both. And I showed up, and everything was new. I pit myself outside the garages there in the infield
Yep.
by myself. Didn't know what to do. I just pay attention to the announcements and jumped on. But I did good. Like you said, the riding aspect to me, I already know how to ride. Not that I was a professional, but I know how to ride.
Right.
And then
Comfortable changing gears under under speed, right?
yeah, and then I remember like winning every novice or rookie race. As me and one other guy that we went back and forth, So we're like first, second. So cool, like, and that got me going.
Gotcha.
I was, because you're going back to personal rewards. I didn't race for the trophy. The trophies was great.
Right.
I raced like I want to get better.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's what I did. So I liked it. I got hooked. You know what the sport is. Once you start it, you get hooked.
It's
It's an addiction.
It is. It's beyond. It's like a way of life.
Yeah.
So I assume you must have moved up to amateur after. So for those that don't know, at New Hampshire Speedway, the NEMM series or LRRS series, you start out as a novice, where a lot of other series you start out as an amateur and then can move to an expert. It's just a more technical track, and it's just safer.
Yeah.
So now, did you jump up right away to amateur? And
I waited.
Okay.
You know why? Because I wanted to make sure that was me. I know it was offer me to. I said, "Nah, I'll wait," because I wanted to make sure that I knew how to ride. I knew I did not know how to ride like those guys in the expert.
Yep.
I was like, I wanted to, take it easy and get better before I moved. And then the year after it happened, I moved. But I happened that in the middle of the season, I say, you know what? That's because, it is Loudon. When you start as a novice, you get to a point that you absorb so much knowledge that you realize I'm going too fast for these guys. I need to go with faster.
Right. Yeah. So when you're going up turn to 3 to 4, and you look over and you see like trailer truck between you and the next person.
Yep.
It's time to bump.
So I realized it, and I said, all right, I'm gonna move up, and it was a great move. I'm happy that I did that, and I stayed in the amateur for like a year or so before I bumped.
Got you. It's still riding both bikes.
Yeah. I did the first 5-6 years riding the motard and the lightweight.
Now, GP shift on the Super Sport or regular shift?
Yeah. So I had the Ducati had a GP shift, motard didn't. So that was like, and I remember the last year that I decided, I was like, you know what, I'm not going to do this anymore.
Yeah.
It was mostly because I used to go out and think that I'm on a motard, but I'm on a 350 pounds bike instead of a 200 pounds bike, and turn one, you push it, try to hit the one board on a motard, but you can't do that
on a super
on
sport.
a super sport. So it was a decision that I made, and what I did is I stopped doing motard. I'm sorry, I stopped doing super sport, Loudon,
Uh-huh.
and I focused on the motard, and then I took super sport during the winter down in south,
Got you.
so I could race the CCS
Right.
down in south.
And so for me, I think 2021 was my first year racing two separate bikes the same year, and I had the same issue. Racing the KTM, I can go into a break later, go into a corner later, and on the R6 was. Yeah, it took me at least a half a lap to like, all right, different bike, different braking markers, and sort it out. So now in 2022, like we start talking off camera, I'm probably only going to ride the KTM and maybe do certain things with the R6 because it in races when you're doing the wrong thing, it's a difference between a few places.
Yeah. Well, you did this. This year I decided to do the opposite.
You're going back.
I gave up motard
Yep.
racing at Loudon, and I picked up an 848 Evo, which is a middleweight. So I'm gonna bump into a middleweight and try that adventure.
That
So
okay.
It took me 10 years
To
race
a middleweight.
lightweight and motard to move to a middleweight. But it's
Right.
not like because you need it 10 years. I felt like I was having fun. I always had fun.
Right.
Lightweight. But now it's gonna get more challenge.
Yeah. I think you need it you do need it because I probably should have started out on a Ninja 400 or 300 instead of even the SV, and then I went up, 3 years in, I went up to the R6, and I was riding twins, from 2012 up until 2016. So it took me a whole season just to, hit the rev limiter consistently on the R6, just getting used to, 15,000 RPMs instead of, 10,000, 11,000 RPMs on the twins.
Yeah, absolutely. No,
So-
it's I always recommend every new rider start with a small bike. Fortunately, the law of the streets does not allow you, right? Everybody in the streets wants to have 1,000 cc.
Oh, yeah.
Just go buy 1,000, maybe a 600. I go, I'm faster on a lightweight bike
Right.
than your 1,000.
Correct.
cc.
Yeah. And so let's talk about your teaching and a penguin, because I think I did a penguin class. Maybe it was 2016 or 15, but there's guys middle age come out on 1,000 and they're taking a class and turn one, they break a collarbone.
Yeah.
And so so let's talk about like when you got into racing and maybe some of the things you see that people shouldn't do, and then things that people should do while starting out.
Yeah. You said it. The first thing is to realize that 1,000 cc on a 1.6 mile track with 12 turns, one straightaway, might be too much. But obviously, you can't force people to buy lightweight for in the beginning. But our idea at Penguin Racing School is to have you come over, look at the track, experience the way that you ride the track, and then hopefully you turn around and buy a race bike.
Right,
That's
right.
what I did.
Yeah.
I showed up on a street bike. I showed up on I think it was an IP Motard 1100 Air Cool. I think it was too much for me, that bike.
Mm-hmm.
It was too much. And then the next weekend I went and bought the 750, but it was a track bike.
Okay.
So, I knew I didn't have to worry about like crashing it. So that's really what I will suggest. If maybe you want to try first and then you into it, just go look for a track bike. There's tons of track bikes there. They don't have to be super duper bikes.
You
but
can
it
spend
be like
$3,000, 2,800.
Yeah.
My first bike was $2,800.
Yeah, there you go.
And just need your tire warmers.
I think that's how much I paid for that Ducati back then. It was
Yeah.
like 2,500 and stuff. Cleaned the carbs and brought it to the track. I didn't even know if it needed suspension. I just rode it.
Right.
So look for, we'll say the new riders, realize that you want to go there with your 1,000, perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong, but you're there to learn your body position. You learn how to look forward. You're not looking back at cars. You're not looking around. You're looking forward, and you're riding on a correct body position, and learn how to brake properly, learn how to move on your motorcycle properly. And what I tell every student that I have, I said, listen, whatever you learn today, go back out there in the street and apply it. Do not stop riding the way that we teach you here. You know, the body position applies in the street riding. You're not leaning, you're not dragging your knees on the street, but you still need that type of body position to relax and have the motorcycle under control.
Right, right.
What not to do, I will say, is mostly think that you know how to ride fast on a track. 'Cause,
That is number one, definitely.
right? You think, hey man, I'm the king of the streets. And then I show up on the track, like you said, turn one, whoa, you blew. Turn one, you go straight into the grass.
Yeah.
So you can't control the bike coming at 130 miles an hour, going down to 30 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Because you really don't do that in the streets. Nobody does it.
Not for long periods of time.
It's mostly straight up,
Right.
riding. There's not enough turns. I remember like when I used to do track days and I go back in the streets, I wanted to go in and out from the highway entrance, get off the
To
highway.
practice.
To practice, I could just leave.
Yes. Guilty.
Still do it sometimes.
Guilty. Yes.
I still do this. I still ride streets. It's not as common as before.
Right. Yep. Same
I
here.
still ride because I have a street bike. Why not? But I don't ride the same way that I ride on the track. It will be crazy. But yeah, what not to do is think, oh, I'm the king of the street, show up. And, the day, it's a progressive day. You start learning body position. Actually, you start learning how to get into the track.
Yeah. Yes. Go the right way.
Go the right way, go the right directions. And then, you learn how to ride the track. You learn where the turns are, and then you get comfortable with your bike on that particular surface.
Right.
And then you'll learn body position, how to look up. Some people already are skilled. They come in. I have seen guys like, oh wow, you ride pretty good. There's always
People natural at it.
they're natural.
Yeah.
Or they may have done previous track days in a different track.
Yep.
So the rules apply, but most of the time is don't be ego to wanted to jump in front of everybody after the second session when we tell you, okay, 3 laps, you follow us and then go, and that's what bad things happen. Bad things happen, but I luckily, during the school events, we never had really issues. Everybody, they ego to listen to you. Never had people ignoring us. They obviously, I consider myself an expert on that. So when newbies come in, they know, oh, this guy knows what he's talking about.
Right. Yeah.
I better listen.
Yeah.
And we have guys and girls. That's the beauty of the sport. I love that. A lot of women come over. They ride in the
Fast.
track. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
Like the sport is so diversified. You got kids.
Yes.
You can be 12, 13 and start on the track, and then girls and boys, men and women. It's fun. I love it. Anybody can.
Can you go race?
Can go race, ride. But I will say that was the only bad thing. Other stuff is have your bike safe and sound, or mechanically sound.
Yeah.
we should say.
Most important. Go through your bikes.
Yeah, a lot of people really check tire pressure all the time. Right? I noticed.
Yeah.
My friends are the first. It's like, hey man, did you check your tire pressure. What?
What?
And you go look, and it's like 18 psi. It's supposed to be 42.
Right, yeah. No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, so, and then they, they tell you, oh man, that's why the bike feels like hard.
It's amazing just getting your tire pressure right. It changes how your bike ride.
Yeah.
And if you're a newbie, like first I didn't like car tire pressures. I rarely check. I mean,
Yeah.
when it's set, maybe next summer I'll check it again. Or if I'm switching tires, if I'm doing winter and summer type of thing. But the first year I didn't check my tire pressure after I had the bike, and the bike was running weird. The other thing is I didn't get the bike set up for my weight. I didn't, so I was wondering why the bike was, hitting corners and just running wide on the streets and stuff like that. I got the bike set up, tire pressure's good,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden the bike is moving like it's supposed to. So, and it's tire pressure.
Yeah. No, basic maintenance, lube your chain and do your oil change on your engine. If you could do your own oil change, you save money. Because I've seen a lot of things go wrong right from tech.
Got you.
We at Penguin School, we check the bikes before we allow them to go on the track during the day. A lot of times you have leak on the fork seal.
Yep.
You got leaks on a bike, on the oil filter, or you got a chain that is rusted and tight, or both. So those are things that are important. So I will suggest check your bike up and your tire tread. People doing a lot of burnouts on the street, and
Yep.
they want to go to the track. Doesn't work. You need your tires to grip.
Definitely. And let's talk about Penguin School a little bit, because I to my knowledge, it's one of the oldest schools for teaching motorcycle racing. And if you're up in the Northeast, it's the Friday before every round, essentially. It's a really good school. I mean, the top riders in T Hog Hobbs.
Yeah.
He came out of the school. You got other riders. Ben Glotty came out of the school. So it is it's an amazing program and very affordable, right? I don't want to call out any of the other schools out there, but there's some schools out there that you look at the price difference, and then you look at riders that are making it in Moto America. Is it more about the instructors and what they give, or you guys are just giving a really good big discount?
No, that's the prices. That all the prices and stuff are on the website. So everything is out there, and tracking. I mean, motorcycle is expensive, but like you said, a couple $100 to go on a track is not that much.
No.
I will say Penguin has been great to me since day one when I show up. And then, I remember being listening to the instructors talking to me, oh, you got to do this. And I'm thinking, oh man, one day I want to be one of them.
Nice.
Because I like to teach.
Yeah.
I'm that guy that will, even at work, I'm the one that volunteers to to teach, and so I'm a good mentor, I think.
Gotcha.
I'm a good management, and so I like that. Penguin, the way that they structure is pretty simple. I mean, it has to be both ways. I think Teague, Ben, all these guys, they came to from Penguin to Moto America. They listen, right? They're not kids that they're into the sport, so they listen. It's important that you listen and you do what the teachers or the coaches are telling you. Talent, 100%. That is something that you need, and these kids, fearless.
Yeah,
But I like them. I met them both when they were little, and all these kids that came out of there, they are sponges. Absorb.
Nice.
So really, you have to listen to what the coaches said, apply it. But really, the amount of knowledge that not only me as a coach, like even the class coaches, because they have their own, beginners and intermediate track day coaches. They know a lot.
Right.
They experience AMA, super bikes.
Right.
They experience a lot of tracks, so they know what the bike will do if you're in certain situations. And I will say, if a newbie to show up, ask questions. Ask a lot of questions. It might be a stupid question, but it could be that question that triggers your brain to be like, oh, okay,
Putting it all
let's
together.
go.
Well,
Now,
putting a part of it together.
yeah, I learned doing all this, and I'm still learning. Doesn't matter. Like you still wanted to go faster on the bike, so I learned like just teeny tiny move on your bike, like because your hand is like this instead of this
Yep.
on the throttle. That makes a huge difference. And I remember when I was told in the beginning, I'm like, okay, and I tried, and it clicked
Yep.
right there. I was like, oh, and now I can't ride without my having my arms like
In the right way.
the right way.
Yeah, yeah.
Even in the street. Again, we go back when I told my students, go back in the street, right? The same way that I told you. That's how you're gonna practice.
And get better. Because, one thing with the Northeast, it's harder to ride in the winter. So let's talk about like off-season training and what does that look like? What does that look like for you? And what do you suggest to new riders getting in the sport? I know we talked about like ice racing, or riding, which you have done. So talk a little bit about that. And do you play other sports or recommend folks? You got to stay active. You got to do something. So
Absolutely. I off season I ride the bike mainly. I do a lot of dirt bike riding, whether it's a woods or motocross. I ride the bike. I do some gym exercise. I'm not really big
Gotcha.
on going to the gym every day to get fit.
Right. You prefer just to ride.
For a ride,
Yeah.
which you still do squats and everything. You do everything on a motorcycle, especially on the dirt bike. You're gonna need the full body. So I'm a big rider. Obviously you need to do a lot of cardio. So maybe bicycle. It could be just simple as riding your bicycle around the area. I know in the city it's harder, maybe, but I live west from here, so there's a lot of space.
Nice.
Yeah, off-road bicycle, that's fine. Ice racing is one thing that I do during the winter. Obviously, we need to have ice, so the temperature needs to cooperate with us,
Right.
the weather. That's a great way to learn how to handle the bike in sliding situations, which mostly happens when you ride in the wet,
Right.
in the road racing. But even in the dry, your tire will lose. Some of the turns you lose a tire, and if it does step out a little bit, you're already prepared. You know what the reaction is of that bike, so you stay in control. So again, it's not only the riding; it's the type of riding that you do. So if you do dirt bike, you learn how to stay up. You're standing up a lot,
Right.
on a dirt bike. You're not doing like road racing, but you're using your legs a lot, and that's what on the road racing, you're using your legs to control the bike, and so I do that a lot. Stay active, diet relatively.
Okay.
I will suggest, but I'm a guy that likes to eat pretty much everything. But there are certain things that I stay away from a lot. I don't starve myself to death.
Gotcha.
But you don't want to eat, I don't know, fry stuff
Right.
every day. I guess.
Yeah, and I think it does help once you've been doing it for a little while, because now you know what it takes for your body to kind of get through whatever season you're trying to get through. Because I remember, I think 2015, like I was pulling out of races because I wasn't fit, and that was after that season, it's like, okay, I need to train like I'm running a marathon or something. And once you can get your body to a certain point, obviously once you start racing, that kind of depletes because you don't have the same time off as if the off season. So so for people who have been riding for a little bit longer, it's easier to get a regimen, but you do need some type of regimen.
Absolutely. I've gone to a supermarket by walking just because what I mean.
It's just to get
It said,
exercise
what is
in.
it, 2 miles. All right, let's walk.
Uh-huh.
But it might sound stupid, but like instead of using your car, and get some motion, some kind of exercise in you and stay fit. You mentioned about if you do any other sport. I used to play soccer a lot,
Okay.
football,
Yeah.
and but I think I got more hurt playing soccer than motorcycle racing, so I kind of stopped. But
Yeah.
that was a great
Great way to
way
probably
to
stay in shape. Yeah.
stay in shape. You're running all the time, so my cardio was like the best.
Yeah, I used to play basketball too, and I had to put I think it was 2017. I retired. I'm like, I'm gonna hurt myself doing this, and I can't go racing.
Yeah.
And so I stop. I cycle a lot, and then just do workouts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't get to ride as much as I'd like in the winter, but hopefully that'll change next year.
The last thing I do is snowboarding.
Okay.
Great legs
Yep.
workout. A little bit of everything, but mostly your legs. So, but again, don't go too fast because you can get really hurt in snowboarding.
Got you. That's true.
I'm always cautious. If I think snowboarding, if I can I do this jump, I'm like, stay away from it.
Yeah.
You're gonna get hurt. It's gonna. You're thinking ahead. It's like if you get hurt, you're not gonna be racing this year.
You got to be kind of smart.
I love it. Yeah, this year weather up here has been a little bit not so wintry, but we had enough snow that every 2 weeks I'll go snowboard. And every week depends.
Got you. Now for new riders, any goals? What kind of goals should new riders set for themselves as they say, okay, I did 1 season, or I did 2 seasons. This is something I want to do. What kind of goals would you recommend to set when they start to get out, whether at that point, if they're still a novice or an amateur?
Goals, racing wise, I set goals not only on the lap time, right? Because we go, if you did let's say a minute 40 the first time, you want to do it 38, but the goals have to be like body position, maybe goals also on I'm going to commit to do certain track days or certain events that will help me improve, because motorcycle racing or riding, if you're not riding, you're not practicing.
Right.
You need seat time. And so the goal should be to ride. That should be your first goal. Hey, I want to do. So check the schedules, whether it's any tracks, and try to ride as much as possible, and apply those rules to the street as well. If you keep riding the street, so we'll say goals will be how many times you're gonna ride this year, and a specific thing that you're working on it. So I remember when I started, I wanted to learn body position so bad, because go to bed, whatever you want to say, because I think that's the fundamental. You can't ride a motorcycle unless you sitting on the proper way.
Right, I agree.
And I knew it's easy to do this on a straightaway, but it's hard to do this on a turn if you're not properly sitting on a bike. So I will set goals like body position. I want to learn that. Practice. That's huge. And other goals, if you're in racing, I usually race against me all the time.
Okay.
So I want to beat me.
The you 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, right? Because you go to a track and I always look at the previous races. What did I do for time?
Right.
And then you shave even half second, tenth of a second. You know what? I did great. That's to me. And then if the podium comes, it comes by itself because ride in.
You're doing everything.
You're doing everything.
Right,
so,
right.
That's what I will say.
Nice. Now, I didn't. So one of the things I want to talk about, which the first time I saw this was with you. I think it was down in CMP. It to me, it's like a never quit attitude, because I think you either back-to-back races and those are like a red flag, and either your exhaust had kind of come apart or your shifter had broken, and you're sweating, gear on, and you're doing everything to get the bike to get back out and race. And me, I just put my bike in the trailer and drove back to Boston. Like, how does that? And I feel like I developed a little bit after seeing that and seeing other people that do it, because at times you're not just fighting yourself trying to be the better you, you're fighting whatever situation and not letting that like mess up your mood, f up your mood, right?
Absolutely. So going back when I started, I did have that attitude that it's broken. That's it. I'm done.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know? And I developed that by looking others, but also myself. I kept saying, "Why give up?" The first thing is that don't give up. You've seen if you go on YouTube, you watch every race. This race is when the guy on the first turn goes down, is last, and then he wins the race at
Yes,
the end.
yes.
You never give up, and we know this in life. That's how we should think. So I have the same mentality, positive mentality. Never give up, and try your best to do it.
Right.
So,
And no matter how uncomfortable you are, because you were sweating bricks.
oh my god, I was in a suit on a what 80, 90 degrees.
Yeah,
It was,
yeah.
And I had a back-to-back race, and my shift lever fell, like broke in half. So I was scrambling looking for the shift lever, and then finally install it. Man, I remember making it right at the last call, and showed up, and might have got podium because that weekend I had quite a few podiums.
Yeah.
So I don't remember if it was first, second, or third, but I had a, and to me that goes back what I said. You race against yourself.
Yeah,
Right.
no
I
doubt.
felt like, oh my god, I did everything that I could. I never give up, and this is why. Even if I would have finished 10th, I'd be like, finish 10th.
Yeah, yeah.
Because if you don't show up, you would have finished last.
And I'll say that in Daytona, I was sick as a dog, and I wasn't going to race, and I went out to say, let me just see what happens, and I finished second in the race.
There you go.
And I'm just I was debating not even racing because of how bad I felt. So you just learn that, and now it's just like I'm going out any condition. I'm going out. It is, if you can get the bike back going now, like I'm changing radiators, I'm doing things that once upon a time I'll just put the bike back in the trailer and call it.
Absolutely. I have that mentality. I do not give up. I tell newbies, I tell other racers, we help. But you know how we are at the track. We all like friends, family, brothers,
Yes.
sisters, all together. I like that. We help each other. I've seen in my situation, I had, uh, crashes that put my bike literally twisted, and I had to straighten it out in between races to be able to go out there and race and win and podiums and
Yeah.
stuff. So yeah, never give up. The sport is a mental sport. We know this is like if you're good with your mind, you race better than if you start thinking about a lot of things. Oh my God, something's gonna go wrong.
Right.
So it's really mental. I train my brain a lot.
I like that.
that.
Okay, I like that.
That was part of the training I didn't mention before, but that's you. You need to be positive. Think positive. There's no negativity. Negativity will hurt you.
Yeah, you won't start or pull out of the race, or because it starts to creep in. Once it starts to pile on, it's like, all right, I'm pitting early.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, definitely positivity is the way to go. I had just have you for a little bit. I do want to talk about a couple of things. We'll talk about the classic at the end, but I want to talk about the series that you have. Let's tell folks the name of the series, how they can connect with it, like why you're doing it, because it seems like there's a lot of young kids, which it's awesome because it's good for the community. So let's talk about your mini series that you have going on.
Yeah. So the series is called NEMM Racing. Stands for New England Mini Moto. It's a series that goes from I have classes from kids as young as 3 years old to adults on full supermoto bike. Whoever doesn't know what supermoto is basically a dirt bike with street tires, and we do 2 classes. We do asphalt only race, and we do asphalt and dirt. So you do a crossover from asphalt to a dirt section, which is mostly like a motocross, jumps,
Okay.
double, tabletops, whoops, sometimes.
And the slicks,
And
no
slick.
problem on dirt.
Yeah, no problem. You have to have slicks. So I took over about 2 years ago the series. I loved it because I was in a series, and also I have kids that they race, and they started at 3.5 years old.
Hmm.
They love it too. So I had chance to take over, and I did. Um, it's Most of the races are located in Maine,
Okay.
a small village called Parsonfield, Maine. But every information is on our website, www.NEMM Racing, NEMM Facebook, Instagram, same name, NEMM Racing. So you can see even pictures, videos, what is about, some
Right.
community, family oriented.
Nice.
And mostly my goal is um, an advocate of the sport. And what I mean is, like, if I can get kids involved from the young age into motorcycle racing, I know there's a lot of families that they do motocross,
Yeah.
but there's not a lot of supermoto around. And the supermoto is like a crossover between motocross and road racing.
Right.
So it will be great for eventually kids that wanted to do road racing, and further forward will be Motor America, you know.
Hmm.
So I decided to take over, have kids between the age of 13 and 12,
Okay.
and they have their own class. Obviously, if the kid the mini moto adult
Okay.
class, but they have to be at that level.
Skill level and maybe age or just skill level.
Yeah, and believe me, there's kids that are faster than other grown up. You know what? A lot of their kids, they help each other.
Hmm.
Um,
Okay.
So even my kids, they'll help them, teach them how to get into the track, get out of the track, do a turn. You know, I've seen that happen because they're too young to sit on a table and
Right.
listen to an adult saying,
That's true.
"You need to do this." You know, it's too much.
Too much.
So I let them ride mostly, and I do not charge for kids.
Okay. Wow, that's pretty cool.
There's a membership fee
Hmm.
that they would have to pay, but once you're in a membership, it's $53 for the year. So
Oh, that's not bad at all. Yeah, that's not
super
bad. And
expensive.
camping is available. So,
Yeah.
and is it a 2-day event?
It's usually a 2-day event.
Okay.
You can bring your family, a camper. There's enough space for campers. Bring your own generator.
Okay.
And usually we do, like I said, we don't. I don't charge kids, so the pay or the cost for the race will go from the young guns, which is the faster kids on the big bikes.
Okay.
Big bikes mean 150
Okay.
cc's,
Yep.
and then there's a mini moto for adults, and then there's amateur class for big bikes.
Okay.
So 250 or 450 super motorbikes.
Yep.
And then we have a pro class, which is a 250 light and a 450, or open class, open pro.
Nice.
Fun, nothing crazy as far as like rules or regulations. And what I mean is, you know, you don't have to have an AMA membership to be able to race. You
Right.
just show up, you buy our membership, and then you pay for the race, and then usually get a practice. Sometimes I do 2 practice, depending on the time.
Hmm.
I do a practice, then a heat race, and then a main event. I mean, it takes the whole day.
Wow.
Sounds like quick,
Right. Right. But
but it takes the whole day. And you could race 2 classes for $100.
okay. That's